Oh, right. We have a toxic dumpster fire of a strategy for you today. That's right. We are doing the Berber villagers that act as militia in this particular strategy. So we're going to start right into it. We're also going to turn on the fog of war to see what I see in this particular matchup. This is at 1300 elo and it works so well. I think I can push this strategy even to a higher elo if I continue at it. So what we do is we construct those two houses, those two villagers go forward immediately, the scout goes forward immediately. We use the sheep to scout for resources. We try and keep our eco working at home. We get loom once we arrive to my opponent's base, and we just start to lame like a madman. These two villagers can easily snipe the boars. They can easily snipe. Oh, we got some sheep already getting value out of this particular situation. You normally don't take the boar at this time. I'm not taking the boar at this time at home. So we could easily get one boar or even two boars if we're a little bit lucky. And our opponent is not ready for what is going to happen. This strategy is so toxic. Oh, whenever you see a scout, fight that scout. That's very, very important because that scout is a little bit faster than your Berber villagers and could actually become a pretty serious problem if it stays alive. You want that scout to die as quickly as possible. Alright, boar lame in the bank. Almost half of this has been walled up. And now it is time for the second part of this strategy. The second part of this strategy is once we have a whole bunch of food to continue producing villagers, send the girls and the boy forward to lame even more. We don't want him taking nothing. We don't want him taking wood. We don't want him taking food. We are going to turn off the fog of war because I don't think it's that important anymore. And the craziest part is these villagers outrun my opponent's villagers. So each one of these villagers is keeping 2 additional villagers idle. So 2 for 1 seems like a good deal to me. And they simply don't die. If you do this right, they don't die. Now the second part of this is once you have that second group of villagers over here, you're going to want to construct a forward lumber camp. This is going to be very important for the third part of this strategy. That's right, it gets even more toxic. I know it wasn't toxic enough as it is. Now when you have weak villagers, you can simply send them to this forward lumber camp to keep collecting resources so that you have less idle economy. My goodness, this strategy is absolutely sickening. Now he has to build his mill over here to collect these ostrich, which is actually pretty good value, all things considered. I wish I could have lamed those as well, which sometimes it does happen that you lame all food sources and he can't produce villagers at all. Ha 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 ha. It's just so terrible. I've mentioned before that I would not do any strategy that I wouldn't want to be tried on myself. I think this might actually be the exception. I would like somebody to try this on me, but man, I would not want to play this strategy every single game. Oh, this villager looked like she was going to die, 8 HP, but nope, she can just run around and she can't get caught by anybody, so might as well use her to lame his lumber camp a little bit better. My goodness, absolutely sick. The reason I say I wouldn't want somebody to try this strategy on myself every single time is for the following reason. If you have a game plan in mind, this strategy absolutely ruins your game plan. You're playing as, for example, Magyars in this particular matchup. You're not going to be doing the scout rush that you had planned. You're not going to be doing the men-at-arm rush that you had planned. You're not going to be doing anything except for fighting off Berber villagers. Absolutely devastating is this strategy. Oh, cool. There's a total of 9 villagers here. Only 3 of them are mine, and 6 of his are idle. Oh, we're just over here. We might as well make it a little bit more inefficient for him. And I love that he's constructing farms because here's where the third part comes into play. Once you set yourself up with a mill on your berries at home, when you hit 275 wood, that's right, this strategy gets even more toxic because it wouldn't be complete without a TC drop. Now what I'm doing is I'm switching out the villagers who are weak on the wood line, and the ones who are not weak, they're going to do some additional laming because why not? Why not lame everything? He only has this woodline working for him, and I guess these berries over here, or sorry, not berries, ostrich over here, but we're not going to let him have even a little bit. We're going to have him have nothing. So we did realize that he was taking ostrich over here, but we are a little bit too late to lame that, which is fine. This strategy can get so much worse. I've had games where I've literally lamed all food sources, and my opponent just GG couldn't play anymore. So this is a milder version, but yeah, you're not getting that lumber camp up. You're not getting the efficiency up. Has to delete that even because I was gonna lame that lumber camp, which I guess I do now. That's a thing that happens. Look at the amount of space that he has control over. Not very much, and we want to make this as inefficient as possible. We want to snipe down a villager, and then once we have that villager sniped, get him. And leave, and hopefully don't lose one of our own, and oh, that's a little bit unfortunate, but you know what? It is what it is. Meanwhile, reinforcements have arrived. We have enough for TC drop at this point. We have a total of 5 villagers here, and there's a total of 13. That means 8 of his villagers are idle. It's just insane, because you can't fight the Berber villagers if you have an equal or lesser number than them, because they're faster than you. So you need a larger number, which means that more of your economy is idle. It's just absolutely maddening and tilting. And to make it even more tilting, well, here it comes. Here she blows. TC drop on your face. It's up. And now all of a sudden you're getting shot. You don't have a secure path to your woodline. And stuff has just become even more messy. How do you deal with this? I honestly don't know. I've thought about how to counter this strategy, and if you have suggestions, another villager goes down. If you have any suggestions on how to counter this, please let me know. Also, when you're running away, when your TC has gone down, I can hunt you down. This is normally a problem that Persians experience when TC dropping, is that you cannot hunt your opponent down because you're about equal speed. Not with Berber villagers. I'm eventually going to get to your villas, and I'm eventually going to do some damage to them. Okay, cool. Scout. Yeah, let's all target that scout. Get that out of the way. 80 food down the bank. Down the Drano. Either way, this is absolutely tilting. He is going to get that TC up. So now we have a decision to make. Are we going to go for another TC drop, or is this kind of too tricky to TC drop? Are we going to lose a whole bunch of numbers? If so, the strategy... Oh, this was not my strategy, by the way. This is a strategy that a person on Reddit came up with, and he wrote a guide on how to do this. This is not made up by me. Sometimes I play strategies from you, and supposedly he went up from 1200 elo all the way to 1800 elo using this absolute piece of toxic trash strategy. It is so fun to do. This is terrible if this happens to you. I really hope that the devs can nerf this strategy, because I think, for myself, this is too extreme. So we go for the decision according to the paper that he wrote about this, or the Reddit thread that he wrote about this. Go up and outdo your opponent in feudal or castle age. So that's what we're going to try and do. We think that our economy is better. And if we look at the overall vills, yes, 33 for us, 23 for him. Meanwhile, he's looking for our villagers at home, but we can easily fight this with 4 villagers. Tries to go for a boar limb, because I guess I just have that over here. And let's see if he is successful. Ooh, that's close. Oh, lost the scout to the boar. He didn't have a whole bunch of food, but he has even less. Now, this is tough to watch. Like, you gotta be feeling for red in this particular situations. First of all, he meant to pick Magyars, but actually he wanted to play Malay. Legend of the Liar style, and he didn't get to play what he wanted to play. And now he filled a boar lore with a scout, a laming attempt, because probably he felt like he was getting lamed so hard, I deserved a little bit of laming, and I would agree with him on that. We do have some on stone as well to potentially put a tower up when we get to feudal age, or we could even drop a castle is what I was thinking. And I was thinking, you know what, why are we spending all of this wood on farms? We have these perfectly good berries over here. These are mine now, so we might as well. And I knew that he had scouts, so I did add an additional little layer of wall over here. This doesn't quite reach my wood line. I was also aware of that. So overall, feeling quite good about the situation. He's going to send that scout out. Is he going to send this scout out to lame that boar again? I would. And we realize that this is open over here, so eventually we are going to just drop a house in there. But like I said, this is absolutely tilting. I think I forgot to mention this before, but we actually stole farms as well. That's another thing that you can do, is steal farms from your opponent. And I definitely recommend that you do that. Because, I mean, that's kind of what this strat is all about, is lame, 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 lame. Let him feel the pain. Berber villagers, man, they're like little militia, to be honest with you. And let's see what this scout is going for, because he told me he actually went for that boar lore attempt twice. And I feel bad for him, but thankfully he got it on the second try. So I'm just kind of keeping an eye out for that as I'm booming like crazy at home. Let's see the beautiful, successful boar lore. Nope, nope. You have to actually hit it twice. So you have to hit it twice, and then you have to say in Gaia's line of sight here. So let's take a look at Gaia, boop, and line of sight, and you can see he's perfectly doing that in this particular situation, and he is going to bring that boar all the way home nice and slowly. He's clicked around. Nothing could possibly go wrong. He's already had that mistake happen once, and this time he's finally going to get it back home. You know what? You take the small victories that you can get, right? You take the small victories that you can get, because if this would have failed twice, I would have felt... Twice he failed the scout lore. Oh man, that is absolutely tilting. I would honestly, and he was so cool about it. After the fact, he was like, yeah man, like, it's fine. This is definitely an out there strat, and blah, 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 blah. We are going to reach castle slightly sooner. We're also going to start getting upgrades for these knights. And I think I made a slight mistake, because I'm not a really high elo player regularly. We should have gone for additional stables to keep our knight productions higher. Also, we should have had more on gold, because in order to produce knights consistently, you need to have about 7 on gold. We are getting the upgrades though, so we are going to be in a pretty good spot. Honestly, I was thinking that this was simply going to end him, because once I get the castle, we're immediately going to drop a castle on his ego, because we're terrible person. What if I still can't get over this strategy. It is super toxic. It is so bad. I hate this so much. Like, I've thought of a lot of crazy strategies, but this is probably my least favorite strategy that I've ever done. And the craziest part is it's super effective. It works super well. It works so good. It works too good. Oh, cool. You're going to try and take this down? That's not going to happen very well. Meanwhile, we're also producing knights to snipe off all the villagers that are going to be running away, getting that attack upgrade even already. He's getting bloodlines. He's going to try and recover with some knights of his own, but he has a castle on his face to deal with right now. Already got a vill from that castle, and we're just going to send these guys back to work as we continuously produce knights. Now, I do have to be a little bit careful, because he's able to produce knights from 2 stables, and we still only have 1. His upgrades, +2 attack. I got the +1/+1 for my guys, so it's kind of even. We really didn't want to. If we throw this game at this point, we are up 10 pop. I would have been really sad and disappointed in us. Thankfully, we do get some value from this castle. He didn't have any defense upgrades, and that paid off. Meanwhile, he's relocating to over here, and I did notice that because he was attacking my mill, this totally gave away his position over here. We're harassing with some knights. We're trying to find whatever damage that we can do. And, ooh, nice hiding of these villagers. I don't think I find them, but there's so much idleness over here. Has to construct another TC over here. Has the knights come over to this side. And I think he killed all of my villas. Yeah, he did kill all of my villas. So now we're going to rush our knights over here, and we're going to start putting some pressure on this TC, if at all possible. It's closer than I would like it to be, if I'm being completely honest with you. At this point, I really would be hoping to absolutely be demolishing him, but this guy is no slouch. He knows what he's doing. He's 1300 elo, and I am not. If I'm being honest, my APM, my actions per minute are low. Shout out to low APM, by the way. Love playing with that guy. I'm just not that fast. And can we find this back wood line? Ooh, that would have been glorious. But so many farms have been absolutely wasted over here. And we, ooh, just passing. I did realize that he was coming over this way. And we don't have a ton of defense over here. So we are going to bring those knights to engage against his knights. He only has free, and he simply doesn't have the resources to produce knights at the rate that I can. Even though I only have one production facility, and I should have definitely gotten more, we have the numbers here. 7 against 3. That is highly in our favor. And we also have a whole bunch of idle eco. But we also have some spearmen that are not going to do a whole bunch of work. But regardless, I think I got the speed on these guys as well. And we wanted to keep this safe. Now we're destroying all of his production facilities. We're going to destroy his market. We're going to destroy this stable over here. And he's not going to be able to produce them either. Did we actually end up getting husbandry? Because husbandry is quite important in this particular situation. Yeah, he's got the hill, but that doesn't matter to me all too much, especially because we have the numbers. And we're going to clean this up relatively easily. The only base that he really still has going for him is this over here. And he has this little sneak base over on this side. And now the score differential is starting to accumulate ever so slightly, trying to get our eco back up, back working, and we're slowly destroying everything of any value to him. And we did realize that this was over here, but we just wanted to clean up whatever was over here first. And I think, yeah, now, they're going faster than I can go. And this is perfect. Like, he can't garrison all of these villagers in here, and we're happily going to take that. Even though we only have one defense, it's worth throwing away some of these knights to get these villagers. And now that all these villagers are gone, simply retreat them. Want to keep them alive, but we don't want to lose them. Why did we get that upgrade? I definitely misclicked that one. I wanted to get the knight defense upgrade for sure. Low misclick on my end. But meanwhile, this is completely cleared up. There's only one stable remaining over here. Didn't know about this CC. I don't think I ever figured out that this CC was here. But we are now up a total of 30 pop. And it's Wreckaroni time at this point. And kudos for Red for continuing to play. We saw that these knights were running back. We already knew about this CC. And now we're going to end it. We brought more villagers forward. We're going to be dropping a siege workshop on here and taking this down. Oh no, we're not, no, I wasn't toxic enough before, so we're going to TC drop him again. Yeah, sure, Poop Lord, sure. People weren't thinking that you are an a-hole before. They definitely think that you are an a-hole now. You could have ended this in so many different ways, but you opted for another TC drop just for good measure, getting that knight, and this is oh, I even got that farm there. That's really unfortunate. Get the stone and eventually maybe create a castle over here, and we're happy to engage against lower military numbers. Just get absolutely everything that we possibly can. Another knight down, get those villagers, and yeah, this is rough stuff. At this point, I would not be surprised if, I think Red actually did call the GG somewhere around here. I think he plays on for a little bit, but once again, I gotta give kudos to Red for playing so well. He does have this little back economy that I'm not aware of, and my Ram, why are you idle? You definitely need to take out that last stable still, but at this point, it really didn't matter anymore. We saw that we were over 1,000 ahead in the score lead, and I saw that he was repairing, so I figured, you know what, we can just kind of snipe in here, get some of those villagers, and once this is down, we'll hunt down the next base that he has. And it's just bad news bears for him, because there's enough knights over here that he can't comfortably repair. We can just put them slightly outside. Even went for a siege workshop just for good measure. I knew there was a siege workshop over here eventually, It did happen. I didn't make it up. Man, I feel bad. I honestly just feel bad. I didn't feel good after this game, and the worst part was he was actually like a pretty chill dude. Afterwards, he talked to me and he was like, "Wow, man, that was an out there strat. That was wild. That was a roller coaster and a half." And I'm like, "Yep, that's what the Berber villager rush does to you." Especially when you follow it up with a TC drop. I mean, think about all of the wood economy that he has absolutely wasted over here. Now he has to transition into farms over here. He has a little bit of gold, but I'm not too worried at this point. We have destroyed all of his production buildings. I think I'm still not aware of... Oh, I could have seen that one farm over here, but it doesn't show up on the mini-map, so that's a little bit unfortunate. Even taking down this knight with superior numbers, and we are feeling way better than we should. Way better than we should. Thank you for calling GG. I called GG right after this, and we actually had a conversation about it, and he was really, really cool about the whole thing. If something happened to me like this several times in a row, I would just be like, F, let me play the game. I mentioned this before, but I really hope that this strategy gets nerfed. It is crazy strong if done correctly, and it is super tilting, and it doesn't allow you to play the game anymore. Please figure out a nerf for the Berber villager rush devs. I'm gonna see how far I can take this though. I'm gonna see because I'm about 1100 1200 player. I'm gonna see if we can actually reach a ridiculous elo. This is 1300 elo. I'll keep you posted on how it goes. Let's see the military statistics. Yeah, absolutely. We were able to collect way more food, and all of that wood that was collected was trying to be put back into food, but that didn't really get farmed because of those TC drops. 2 TC drops. Ugh. So gross. So absolutely gross. A differential of 41 villagers. It all started in that early Dark Age and then just spun out of control. He actually managed to get it back a little bit with those scouts and kill some of those villagers. Kind of funny that he messed up that warlord twice, but dang. Please don't do this to people. Like, you know what? Fine. You do you. Just remember, keep walking, keep enjoying Age of Empires, and have a wonderful day. Keep Berber villager walking. Poop Lord out.